Hello and welcome back to Without the Bank podcast. Thank you very much for being here. If you have not shared this, please do try to help everybody out around you and make them smarter. All right, we are going to talk today about another chapter in Nelson's book, a different look at the monetary value of a college degree. Now, I will preface this with saying Nelson was not a fan of college. I have gone to college. Nelson went to college. Many people go, right? Because we're told that that's where we should go. Nelson was a huge believer that you can get a college degree online today. There is a thing called Google. Google it, right? There is a thing called YouTube. Go to YouTube, watch the videos, learn. And now we have these things called podcasts. I mean, those were here before Nelson passed away, but they're not nearly as prevalent as they are today. I mean, I can't even imagine not having podcasts. I was not a huge podcast listener until a couple years ago. And I thought, well, fine, I guess if I have to have a podcast, I'll listen to some podcasts. I am addicted to podcasts. If I don't have something to listen to while I get ready every morning, it drives me insane. I have a hard time listening to music because eventually I just get bored. You know, you put the radio on or you put Pandora on or something and you say, play this station. It's like, you're kidding me, right? I'm hearing the same song twice today. Is this a joke? How many songs are out there? And how many people have music and we are listening to the same thing twice in one day? We shouldn't have to hear the same song twice in a week, much less a day. So I absolutely love learning. In fact, today I had to write it down. I was listening to John Maxwell's podcast because y'all know I love the John Maxwell. And he said, for whatever reason he was talking about today, this is what stuck out. Learners beat the learned. Eric Hoffer, who I don't know who that is, but that is who John quoted, said, in times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned are beautifully equipped to deal with the world that no longer exists. Think about that. How many times, and John Maxwell was talking about this very same thing that Nelson is talking about in this chapter. How many times do you deal with an accountant, an attorney, whatever line of work, a doctor, that says that's not what we learned? I can't tell you how many times I have heard accountants say, well, in college, we learned to buy term and invest the difference. From a 50 to 60-year-old accountant. That's what you're going to tell me? You have not learned anything since college? Are you only doing continuing education because you have to? You're not paying attention to anything else? You're not learning anything else? That's what it's come to? You're kidding, right? Those people are learned, as John Maxwell says. I've learned everything. Nelson calls it the arrival syndrome. I don't want to know anything else. I paid to go to college. They taught me everything that I need to know. Most times, not all the time, but a lot of the times, the people that I visit with have not gone to college, but they are extremely educated on the subjects that they want to be educated on, right? Because that is what is of interest to them. It doesn't mean they don't know anything about other stuff. It just means there's usually a certain topic that they're very educated on, just like a doctor, just like an accountant, just like an attorney. And so when we hire these people that are professionals, we want to make sure that they continue to learn. That is usually our biggest gripe, is that they don't. And Nelson said in his book that, we got to this mentality that everybody deserves a college education. Please notice that the cost of doing so has risen much faster than inflation in the rest of the economy. This is always the pattern when government gets involved in anything. If we think college is expensive today, what is going to happen if everybody gets student loans paid for? And now college is going to be free. Free. It's not free, people. Your taxes are going to go up so that other people can go to college on your dime. So let's just say, for example, that my taxes in the state of North Dakota go up because everybody wants to go to NDSU and UND, which I frankly don't own anything gold and yellow because I don't even know the difference between the two of them. I don't care. It is an expensive college that most people want to go to so that they can party or get their UND, NDSU garb, right? I frankly don't care unless you're a doctor or an attorney or whoever. So if you're going to go to school for business and you're going to go to NDSU, now for free, my taxes are going to go up to pay for that. But then you don't like the state of North Dakota. I do not like it here. I am not going to live here. It is too cold. It is too boring. I'm out. So you leave. Where did my tax money go? Not to make my state better, but it went to make another state better, supposedly, right? Hopefully that person is a good person and they're making that state better. That's where it went. So everybody deserves an education, a higher education. Does everybody want a higher education? We all know that I love blue collar people. Like, they are my favorite people, farmers and blue collar business owners. Your blue collar business owners make as much money, if not more in some cases, than your white collar workers. Because that attorney, that orthodontist, that whoever that cannot replace a toilet, who do they need? They're going to need a plumber. What happens when their garage door quits working? They're going to maybe need a garage door installer. They're going to need an electrician because their outlet's not working and they don't know what to do. Some of them don't even know what a breaker is, right? How do I flip this breaker back? They don't even know how to change a tire. This is real stuff. I know people that are like this. They're very good at their profession because they're learned. But what do they know outside of that? So we give the doctor all the money that he can then turn around and give the blue collar worker, because the blue collar worker could be charging just as much. And that person may not have even went to school. They may have learned their job as they were practicing the trade. They may have had an internship. I mean, for whatever they did. So we can't just say anymore, oh, college is what you need to do. Or we should have free college. And then there's the whole aspect of, oh, hey, you know what? We're going to pay for the kids' college. And that's absolutely fantastic if you want to pay for your kids' college. I encourage people to do it. Wonderful. I had a client a week ago. New client, they paid for 3 of their kids' college. I said, are the kids going to pay you back? Oh, no. I said, do you know what that's going to do to your retirement? All of your retirement money is put into those children. Those children are then going to have to take care of you if you don't have enough money. So if they're not going to pay you back, could they at least pay themselves back and use that money to start businesses, put braces on the kids, buy a home, whatever. But why are we are paying for kids' college because it's so expensive they can't afford to pay for it themselves. Then are they going to school for a job that's worthwhile? If they go to college and the job does not pay enough to pay for college, at what point do we think that that's a good idea? To me, that is not a good idea. I would say the math does not work. That's like saying, you know what, I'm going to start this business and it's probably not going to make any money, but I'm going to start it anyway. I'm going to stick all this money into starting this business, but chances are it's going to fail. It's never going to pay more than X, Y, and Z. Then why are we doing that? Parents, if you are listening to this and you are paying cash for your kids' college, you need to buy the Life Without the Bank book. I have illustrations in there of this exact scenario, what it is costing you over your lifetime, and the amount of the amount of retirement money. What is it costing you to send your kids to college and not make them pay you back? So what is our solution? Well, why don't we put that retirement money into a life insurance policy and then borrow against it, pay for the kids' college, and then the kids pay the policy back, which in turn they get the death benefit to when we die. So basically their college is paid for anyway with a discounted dollar. But we just use cash to pay for it. Or we put our money in these great 529 plans. I talked to somebody last week, put money in a 529 plan. That 529 plan has lost $150,000. That's a lot of money. $150,000, and guess what? The kids are in college. So now what happens? What happens if it takes us 2-3 years to get that money back? Too late. We don't have 2-3 years. Kids are going to be done with college. We got to think about the long-term effect of this. We have to put sense behind it. If your kids want to go to college to party, what is the cost of doing that? Are they going to actually go to school for something that they want to go to school for? When I was in college, the best thing that ever happened to me is one of my English professor said, I want all of you to go do a research paper and write a paper on your major. At the time I was like, oh, social work, that'll be good, right? No idea what it was. Social work will be good. I couldn't even get 5 minutes of research done. I was so bored out of my mind. Like, this is awful. This is absolutely awful. I'm not doing this. And I changed my major. I actually dropped out of school. Because I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I want to do. Because then I thought, well, then I'm going to go into speech pathology, right? So that's a good idea. I like working with kids and people, and oh, this will be great. Till I talked to a speech pathologist, and she said it used to be a great job, but now I spend the majority of my time filling out paperwork. And I thought, well, I suck at filling out paperwork. I'm really good at talking, but I'm not good at filling out paperwork, so guess I won't do that. So I dropped out of college. Took a couple years off. Then I went back. Then I quit. Then I got an associate's degree. And then I took a couple years off, and then I went back again. And I got a business degree. And guess how much I learned from my business degree to what I use today? None of it. None of it. You know what I did learn from? Is that I went through an accelerated college program. We had to do a lot of public speaking. We had to stand in front of the room and speak a lot. That was the best thing that they could have ever done, is made me stand in front of the room and start talking to people. I was never really scared of it, I don't think, but we had to research something and then we had to present on it. And it was fantastic because in high school, oh, you can be in debate and you can do this and you can do that. And well, I suck. When I have to talk about something I don't know about, I'm not comfortable in that situation. So give me a topic I'm comfortable with and I'll talk your ear off. Clearly, you guys know that. So if we're going to send our kids to college and pay cash, can we do it differently? Should they be paying us back? What is the long-term effect costing us? All of these things are very, very important. And finally, do they need to? Do they need to? Even for homeschooling right now, you can do all of it online. All of the curriculum is there. Tom Woods has a program. Ron Paul has a program. We homeschool our daughter who's 17. There is an endless amount of stuff for them to learn from. Programs that you can tune into. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. For business, for her business class, she's actually running a business. She doesn't get to just like study it. No, you get to run it. And right now she's not doing so good on the marketing side. Kind of tanking. Well, then you're not going to make any money. Don't ask me why your business failed. Because you failed your business. Right? In college, I didn't start a business. Other business owners were professors, but I didn't start a business. If I would have gone to the traditional college where I went all day, those professors don't even own a business. They've never owned a business. But yet they're telling me how to do it based on what a little book says. That's like if I come in here and say, hey, you should do it in banking, but I don't have any policies. I don't know how it works. I've never used them. What? Why would I trust you? Probably not, right? So there is a cost to college, and we can be doing better. So I got a little off track. I didn't get off track. That's what Nelson's chapter says, but I didn't do a whole lot of reading from Nelson's chapter because it's all up here in my head. I talk about it all the time. All right. If you guys have comments, questions, concerns, let me know. I probably hurt somebody's feelers today about college. I do know that right now there is a huge shift going on in this country, and people are not sending their kids to college. And employers, I cannot wait to see this shift with employers. Myself as an employer, I could care less if any of my employees have college degrees because I can teach them everything that they need to know. And typically, if they're willing to be taught, they're going to be learners, right? They're not going to just want to sit still and go, you know what, I went to college and I learned everything. I frankly don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'll take a stay-at-home mom of children who manages the entire household. That person's going to be able to run my life better than me. They don't have to go to college for that. That's a God-given gift if you are organized. I'm not the most organized individual. I'm organized, but not the most. All right, you guys, let me know comments, questions, concerns. If you've not gotten Life Without the Bank and become your own banker, go to withoutthebank.com, grab those books. There's a whole chapter in there about the cost of college. And then let me know, as usual, if you need anything, if we need to visit. It's an 1.5-hour consultation. Doesn't cost you anything, and I'm not going to push you into anything. So just let me know. Otherwise, you have a fantastic rest of your day.